This local sports report is presented by KCS Electric, a proud supporter of the St. Mary's Lincolns. KCS brings over 2 decades of experience to your next residential, commercial, or industrial project. KCS will ensure your job is done right the first time and on budget. Honest, reliable, efficient. Contact KCS today by calling 519-525-7318 or visit kcselectric.ca.
On a night when they honor an iconic team from their past, the St. Mary's Lincolns look to bounce back after being shut out for the first time in 2 years. They take on a hungry and speedy Komoka Kings squad looking to break out of a losing skid that includes just 1 win in their last 10. Atlee Rogers makes his Lincolns debut tonight after being acquired from the Strathroy Rockets. Rogers joins the Lynx with 2 goals and 10 points in 15 games so far this year. It is also the first game in a Lincoln's jersey for Camden Keene. The native of Northville, Michigan, began the season with Ogden and Rock Springs of the NCDC, and last year Keene scored 6 goals and 19 points in 31 games with the U18 Oakland Junior Grizzlies. Owen Miniotis makes his much-anticipated return to the Kings lineup tonight after missing 2 weeks. The London Knights 2025 third-round pick has registered 6 goals and 16 points in 14 games this season. Jacob Vandeven is moving from forward to defense tonight for Komoka. The 6'5" Vandeven, a 2024 fifth-rounder of the Owen Sound Attack, enters this game with points in 5 of his last 6 games. Before tonight's game, Lincoln's netminder Vaughn Barr was presented with the GOHL Goalie of the Month Award for October by Tim Simmons. Barr enters tonight's contest with wins in 5 straight games. Also prior to the game, the Lincolns honored their 1975-76 team, one of the greatest Lincoln squads ever. The 75-76 Lincolns capped off their season with the Sutherland Cup. Puck Drop is next on 519 Sports. Puck cycled up the wall, held in. Multiple bodies dig for this. McDougall takes it loose. Chase McDougall over to right. Right, long shot, tipped in front, bouncing puck. Irvin with the save, and he covers. Zach Irvin with a crowd in front of him, but he keeps it out, and he covers for a face-off. Face-off to the left of Barr. Long shot off the face-off is blocked now. Maybe a 2-on-1 here for the Lincolns. Maybe a break. In, Colebrook, backhand shot. Oh, what a save by Irvin. Playing in front, bouncing puck, shot. Blocked again. Oh, what a chance there, but Irvin with a pair of massive saves. Drop pass for Vortman. Vortman carries it over the Kings line. Vortman turns off a hit. He'll play it off for Weir. Weir back up to Vortman at the point. Vortman works it down the left side up to Moore in the high slot. Gets a shot. Sabrina scores! Right on the doorstep. The shot by Moore. The rebound comes loose. And Jack Clark puts it home. The Lincolns ahead 1-0 on a power play goal by Clark. Vortman dishes it off. Pass in front. Can't quite reach that. Moore shot scores! Lincoln Moore gets a sweetheart pass right in the slot and makes no mistake into an empty net. Moore buries it to put the Lincolns ahead by 2. Montesi steals it, clears it up to Elzinga. Elzinga carries into center. Elzinga trying to dance around his man, and then Elzinga gets leveled in the face-off dot. What a hit by Eggleton as he runs Elzinga over. Down to Landry on the left wing wall. Landry to the point, misses De Bruin, ends up back in center. De Bruin over the St. Mary's line. He gets stood up by Colebrook as he crosses the blue line. Offside called against Komoka, but Devin Colebrook runs De Bruin over. Now begins the breakout. 4-on-4 here. Montesi will play this up. Rogers takes it over the Komoka line. Works in. Rogers backhand shot. Rebound and scores! Right on the doorstep. It's whacked home. And it's the first in the GOHL career for Oliver Lacko. And the first point is a Lincoln for Atlee Rogers. Steered away by Barr. Ends up along the right side. Graham cycles it down in behind the St. Mary's net. Pass in front is blocked. McGregor trying to move this out into center. Gets up, a turnover here. Landry, quick shot, that's blocked. Rebounded for Landry, shoots, scores! Made Mason Landry, a one-timer into a yawning cage after a St. Mary's turnover. Landry one-times it home, and the Kings are on the board. It's 3-1. Raptor on the boards. Work down the right side wall. It's going to be turned the other way here. Taken over the St. Mary's line by Landry. Landry in, pass in front is blocked by Montesi. McMillan gathers it for St. Mary's, avoiding a check. Now Hodkinson over the Kings line, works it, Hodkinson shoots, oh, and a chance! And Hodkinson just barely misses that one. What a chance for Hodkinson there. Now taken towards the St. Mary's net, tie up in front, backhand, scores! Nash Jacobs finishes off a chaotic end-to-end rush, and Jacobs has the Kings back within one. It's now 3-2. Long shot by Payne is blocked in front. Lincolns can't clear the zone. 15 seconds to go in the Lincolns penalty. Up at the point, McNamara, long shot, that stop, rebound. Van Steensel trying to tuck it in behind Barr. Barr out of the net, now a shot, that's blocked. Barr was playing goal, and neither of his feet were touching a post. Now a long shot misses the net again. Van Steensel to the high slot, goes for a lap. Van Steensel in for bouncing puck, stopped by Barr. Lincoln's tied up, can't clear the zone. Penalty over though. Tie up at the side of the St. Mary's net. McDougall throws his man to the ice. McGregor plays it up the right side wall. Carries it up through center. He'll bring it over the St. Mary's line. Eggleton goes in behind the Lincoln's net. Kalp knocks it away from him. Puck goes to Payne. Payne in front. Joyce on the doorstep. Can't get a shot on goal. Payne in front. McNamara fires. Scores! Chase McNamara zips it under the glove of Barr. And the Kings have tied the game at 3 apiece for the second straight game. They've come back from being down 3-0 against the Lincolns. He'll spin off a check. Elzinga wraps it around to Hodkinson in the right corner. Played back in behind the Komoka net. Hodkinson walks him right, gets a shot, walking away on the doorstep. Irvin's got that, and he covers, and now we'll get some pushing and shoving in front. Van Steensel gives his man a shove after Ackerman was taken down in front of the Komoka net. 17:01 to go in the third game, tied at 3. Tensions brewing here in St. Mary's. Puck dumped into the St. Mary's zone. Barr steps out to play it, lost in his feet. Play in front, Barr all spun around. Chansley score! A misplay by Barr at the side of the net. Leads to the Kings, able to tuck it home. Puck played back down the wall into the right corner of the Komoka zone. Keane dropped his stick. Lincoln's able to hold this in. Keane at the point has it. Keane, long shot, that stop, bouncing puck in front. They score! Blake Elzinga puts it over top of Irvin. And just when the Lincolns needed it most, Elzinga able to find the back of the net, ties the game at 4 apiece. Hodkinson to Elzinga, pass missed him and goes into center. Now racing after it, here's Payne. Payne drives in short and shoots. Oh, what a save by Barr! Vaughn Barr stays with Payne the whole way and keeps it out. Montesi cycles it down, pass for a tip play, they score! A great tip right on the doorstep by Devin Colebrook. Sails over Irvin, and the Lincolns are back ahead by a goal. Up to the point now, Vortman to Moore, tees up a one-timer. That's blocked in front. And Ackerman, there's another courageous block. This time Ackerman getting in front of a Lincoln Moore shot. Moore across, McQueen Smith shoots, scores! Chase McQueen Spence rips it by Irvin, and the Lincolns are up by a pair as the captain fires home a power play marker. Hodkinson will get control, plays it out into center. Vortman gets to the Kings line, fires it in, scores! Owen Vortman fires it into the empty net to put the Lincolns ahead 7-4 with just 35 seconds left. The Lincolns pick up a 7-4 victory over the Kings. Lacko gets his first GOHL goal. Colebrook gets the winner, and the Lincolns are going to lead with a 7-4 victory over Komoka.
It's just a dream come true. I mean, the sacrifice my parents made, it's just, I'm so grateful to be here and to play hockey. It's just unbelievable. Rogers, he got the breakout pass. He came through the left side, dangled through a guy, nasty dangle, and then he made a backhand shot. And luckily, the rebound came to me, and I got the finish.
We kind of just came out in the start of the third period there, and we just had to get back to what we were doing in the first, banging bods, going hard. And we let go of that in the second, and then when we came out in the third, the whole team started flying. We all just started going, and puck started going in the net like it should be.
It wasn't the game we were expecting, but we were able to get the job done. Third period, boys had a good rally. It's just the way she goes sometimes.